We're here at Jericho Beach Park in Vancouver in the middle of summer, out for a herb walk with the dog. The park is typical of many disturbed areas in Vancouver, with an interesting mix of native and non-native species. As we head off down the trail, we encounter some western red cedar. This is an important traditional plant used by the coastal Salish peoples of this area. The entire tree, but especially the leaves of western red cedar, contain a powerful essential oil that has a highly active antifungal property. The boughs can be boiled, and the water used as a bath to treat fungal infections. Taken only for a short period of time, the leaves are a good cold and flu remedy. As we were walking along, I noticed some plantain. It was called white man's foot by the original peoples of this area, because it followed the early European immigrants wherever they went. Plantain is described in an 11th century Anglo-Saxon text on magical charms called the Lacnunga, and is mentioned as one of the 9 sacred herbs, or worts. Plantain is an exceptional wound healer, and can be used on any small cut, burn, or insect bite. Here my daughter has conveniently given herself a little scratch with the blackberries, and it's the perfect opportunity to show how plantain can be used. Pick a fresh leaf, clean it, and plop it in your mouth. Chew it up well, spit out the bolus, and apply it directly to the wound. With the saliva, it forms a perfect sticky plaster. Now take another leaf, rip it into a suitable shape to just cover the bolus and adhere. It falls off just as soon as the bolus dries, but at that point the bleeding and pain have usually stopped. The next plant we came across was horsetail, which, as suggested by its jointed appearance, is one of the more important remedies for joint and muscle problems. It contains high levels of silica and other minerals that helps build up connective tissues, including the skin and hair. It is also used in urinary tract infections to good effect. Next, we came across some Oregon grape, one of my favorite plants to support the liver. It has a strong bitter taste and helps to promote and regulate the flow of bile. The physiomedicalist physicians of the last century considered this herb to be the perfect blood cleanser. In Ayurveda, a very similar species is called Dauruharidra and has special use in diseases of the eye. We continued our walk across a meadow and came across bunches of red clover. Like Oregon grape, red clover flower is considered to be a good blood cleanser, but lacks the same bitter taste. The effect of red clover is more directed to the lungs and glands, and is used for cough and lymphatic congestion. Many herbal clinicians consider it to be a useful herb in cancer, as it has strong cleansing effects, but doesn't weaken the body. On our walk, we passed by a cottonwood tree. This is one of my favorite trees, especially in spring when the scent of the leaves opening fills the air with a lovely sweet smell. The leaf buds that accumulate this fragrant resin can be picked before spring and soaked in oil to make balm of Gilead. This is a useful pain-relieving and wound-healing remedy and helps to calm the nervous system and promote good circulation. Right next to the cottonwood, we found some wild cherry, not quite ripe yet. Wild cherry bark is an excellent remedy to relieve mucous membrane irritation and smooth muscle spasm in the lungs. It is particularly indicated in cough and congestion and helps to eliminate excess mucus. Below the wild cherry is some blackberry, which, although an invasive species, provides delicious berries packed with antioxidant nutrients. Apart from its food use, blackberry leaf is a mildly astringent herb, and like raspberry leaf, can be used to tone and strengthen the uterus during the last trimester of pregnancy. The root has a much stronger astringent property, and is a useful remedy to treat chronic diarrhea. Walking along, we came across some tansy, a strongly aromatic herb that has stimulating properties. It was formerly used internally in fevers to promote sweating, and topically as a bath to alleviate rheumatism. Some herbalists use it in gynecological disorders as an emmenagogue, which means that it helps to promote the flow of menstruation. I know it best as a potent antihelminthic, which means that it can help rid the body of parasites. Just beside the tansy, we found some St. John's wort, another common invasive weed that now grows in many places. Although many people commonly think of it as a herb for depression, this is a relatively new use, and an extension of its primary usage to relieve pain. One common remedy is to soak the fresh flowers in oil to make a dark, reddish-colored extract that can be applied topically to relieve joint and muscle pain. St. John's wort can also be taken internally as well, for nerve pain and viral infection. It's a good wound healer and has benefit in many urinary problems, like bedwetting. Next, we found some burdock, much of it in its second year when it flowers, when the characteristic sticky burrs are just starting to mature. Burdock is another invasive species that is both an important food and medicine. The fleshy taproot collected at the end of the first year makes a wonderful and highly nutritious addition to stir-fries. When dried and prepared as a medicine, the root and seed are highly active blood cleansers, but like red clover, are best taken on an ongoing basis. It has benefit in the liver and kidneys, and is effective for chronic joint problems, and especially dry, scaly skin. Just a few feet away from the burdock was Comfrey, another garden escapee frequently found in disturbed locations. Also known by other names such as knitbone and bruisewort, Comfrey is best known as a wound healer, taken both internally and externally. All parts of the plant are active for this purpose. It contains an abundant slimy mucilage rich in a wound-healing chemical called allantoin. Some types of Comfrey, however, contain potentially toxic pyrrolizidine alkaloids, and thus Comfrey shouldn't be used for more than 2 to 3 weeks at a time, either internally or externally. Next, we came across some red elder. This is one of 2 species commonly found in this region, including black elderberry, both plants having more or less the same activity. As a food, the berries can be eaten, and although the taste is a little bitter and tart, it is an important traditional food used by the coastal Salish peoples of this area. While the berries can be used to make preserves and even wine, it is the flowers that we use as a medicine. In this case, elderflower is a mild but effective cold and flu remedy, helping to resolve fever, and is particularly helpful in children. The last herb on our walk today was hawthorn, in this case the European English hawthorn, rather than the native species. Hawthorn has long been considered to be a tree of magical protection, and when ripe, the berries can be used to make a lovely jam. The most active part of the plant are the flowers, which are very high in flavonoids. They are traditionally used in older folks with a weak heart to improve coronary blood flow, relieve angina, and normalize heart rhythm. More recently, both the flowers and berries have been used as a connective tissue tonic to promote the cross-linking of collagen fibers. Just at the end of the walk, my daughter injured herself again, pulling up some grass, and decided to make a plantain poultice all on her own. Although it has a bitter taste, plantain's no stronger than some salad greens you might have tried. And making a spit poultice is so easy that even kids can do it. Well, that's it for the herb walk. It's time to go home and make some dinner. I think you might see why we like coming here so much. We hope you've enjoyed our little walk through the forest, and we look forward to sharing future journeys. Take care. For more great videos and free information on natural health, log on to toddcaldecott.com.